Okay, so hey everyone, thank you so much for joining today. Today we're going to be going more into detail about our IT Autopilot. So Uli today will be giving us a live demo of the Autopilot. Can you go to the next slide, please? Amazing. So we are Atera. We are an all-in-one RMM and help desk solution. Um, as I just said before, we're going to be going through the autopilot and moreover how it can help you guys streamline a lot of your current activities. We're going to be going into the demo, or we will be touching more about what makes the autopilot unique. And Q&A, we will be having Q&A in the end. However, you can see right now that you guys also have a Q&A chat. So as Uri is talking and demoing the platform, feel free to put your questions in there and I will be the one answering them. So I'm Abby. I'm part of the customer experience team here at Atera. And with us today, we have Uri, who's an account executive. He's been at Atera for 2 years, so he's very knowledgeable on the subject. And a little bit of housekeeping. So we will be recording this webinar. So if you guys have to leave halfway, or if you just totally missed it, we will be sharing a recording with you after the call. Like I just mentioned before, please go ahead and ask us as many questions as you want in the Q&A. I'll be answering as many as I can. If we don't get the chance to get back to you on something, we can reach out to you via email. And at the end of the webinar, be sure to stick around because you guys are going to have the chance to winning an Amazon gift card. So yeah, we would love your response. And very quickly, before we dive in, I wanted to put a poll. So the first, okay, so the first thing that we want to know, can you see the poll?
I think it is live, yeah.
It's live?
I believe so.
If you guys can let me know if you can see the poll. Okay, amazing.
Sam wrote it. Thanks, Sam.
Sorry,
that.
Thanks, Sam. So the first thing we really want to know is, which challenges take up the
most
of your time?
It just went away.
It went away?
Wes just wrote, it went away. There we go.
Is it back?
I think so, yeah.
It should be back now. So basically, the first thing that we want to know is what takes up the most of your team's time. So, let me see. I'll start reading some of the responses. So I see 2 of you voted handling repetitive and manual tier 1 support tasks. Some of you are saying managing too many different IT tools. I'm getting some that are chasing SLAs and resolving tickets quickly. See, but I think our winner here is handling repetitive and manual tier 1 support task. Yeah, this is the one that has the most votes. Amazing. So the reason why we're asking these questions is basically when we dive into the call, Ari will show you how this is going to help you guys take a big load off of your IT team when it comes to tier 1 tickets. And I'm going to go ahead also, I'm going to close this poll. I'm going to share our second poll, which is basically we would like to know more about, how would you describe your current approach to using AI in your IT operations? So I'll go ahead and I'll give you guys also a few moments to answer that one as well. Let's see if we have any votes. One so far, using AI tools mainly for recommendations or insights. We have a few of you saying that you've explored it but haven't implemented it yet. I think one of you is not using AI at all yet. So you've come to the right place. Okay. Yeah, the main one here is exploring AI, haven't implemented it, using AI tools mainly for recommendations or insights. Amazing. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and I'll close that. And with that being said, Uli, I'm giving you the stage.
Thanks so much, Abby. So thanks again for our crowd for joining today. As we've already introduced, we're going to be discussing why and what autonomous IT actually is today. Okay. First, we're going to discuss why? What's brought us to this stage? Some of you actually answered about the fact that using so many different tools, it just shows us how all our environments, all of our infrastructure, all of the everything we do in our day to day is becoming more and more complex. And we're all in IT. Think about our end users, which we don't have to think about it. We can see that there's a 19% growth year over year increase in incoming tickets because they're frustrated, they're confused, they don't always know what what they're supposed to be doing. This leads to downtime for companies, and we can see that has quite the impact across businesses. Okay, obviously, when you pair this with the fact that most companies do complain that there is a shortage of good IT talent out there, it just goes and brings the opportunity to leverage AI to bridge these gaps. Now, Atera is an AI-first platform. For those of you who have perhaps run across us before, we've had AI in our solution for going on 3+ years now. We break this down into two disparate areas. On the left-hand side, as you can see, the AI Copilot solution. This is baked into our all-in-one RMM and ticketing solution. And as you can see on the screen, it's the AI for the technicians. The more recently released module on the right-hand side, the IT Autopilot, well, that's for your end users. Okay, this is a newer release about 6 months ago now. We'll release this to the public, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. Now, the idea behind the IT Autopilot is it is an AI technician that is able to respond in real time to your end users' issues. So never gets sick, never calls up Monday and says, kid's not feeling so well, think I'm going to work from home or maybe just not work today. Never goes on a cigarette break or gets jury duty or whatever the case might be. And it responds in real time to your users' challenges. As you can see here on bottom on the left-hand side, this means a very big boon of value to your end users as all of that back and forth, that ping pong, if you will, is reduced because there's someone who's springing into action immediately. It also means, as you can see in the central level, that your IT teams are also not just getting value out of the solution by the reduction in time, by offloading, as some of you answered in that in Abby's poll about those repetitive tier 1 tasks, which you can offload to the AI, but even on those more cumbersome tickets, the more advanced ones where perhaps the AI wasn't able to solve it and it escalated it to a human technician, but it's been able to do those 2, 3, 4 initial steps in your playbook, again reducing the amount of time the IT individual needs to actually spend on it. And of course, summing up for the entire organization, all of this time saved reduces the costs to your organization. Let's go ahead and jump into the actual solution. Now, today, you can see here that I will be presenting this to you through a web interface. However, the IT Autopilot solution is a true omni-channel type of integration. That means you can go ahead and interact and engage with it through a web portal like I'm doing today, but it could just as easily be through email, through Slack, through Teams. Heck, it can even be through a native WhatsApp integration. Imagine just from their mobile device, from their pocket, your end user can open a ticket, can get help in real time, or whatever is needed. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first use case. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of our users. Can't connect to Zoom. I need help. We probably all heard this one once or thrice a day, a week, or whatever the case is. Now, just for today, I'm going to go ahead and pop in a screenshot of the error that the end user is experiencing, right? Now, you'll see here the first thing that's happened is a ticket has automatically been submitted in the ticketing system. For today's purposes, we'll be using Atera's ticketing system. However, it is important to note that this solution is able to integrate with external ticketing systems as well. As you can see here, our AI technician, Steve, as we've called him, has sprung into action and has started to go ahead and resolve this issue. First thing it's successfully done, it's analyzed the image. Might be a bit small on the screen, hope you can see here, but it says that the Zoom error on my screen is there's an error code of 5003 if there's an issue with the firewall or proxy. As you can see, the AI has successfully understood what the issue is, and then has also run some of those initial diagnostics to go ahead and try to target and solve the error. Beyond that, as it's trained to do, it's checking the available actions that it's been trained on to resolve these types of situations. In this specific instance, we've trained the AI technician for this scenario to restart the Zoom app. And of course, you can customize the training per your specific needs, your specific use cases, and that's something we will be touching upon a little bit today. Okay? So again, you'll see here, this can actually restart the application. Now, I want to call attention to this because this is one of the key differentiators between Atera's IT Autopilot and other AI solutions out there. The AI Autopilot is paired with the RMM agent that is deployed on your end user's machines. So it's not about surfacing the right knowledge base article or giving some, very generic instruction. It's able to actually take actions to autonomously resolve the entire issue. Okay, excuse me all 1 second as okay. So as you can see here, okay, sorry, I just want to confirm you can all see my screen still? Abby, if you could pipe in for a second.
Yes, I see your screen.
Yes, we can all see and hear. It's okay? I'm going to hope that that's a yes.
It's a
Abby?
yes. I see
It's
you.
a yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sorry, guys. Little bit of, IT stuff. So as you can see here, it has gone ahead and done the actual action for the user. Let's take another type of use case. Okay, you can see here that let's say I was sent a video file, but I can't seem to watch it. What do I do? Okay, so again, a ticket has been submitted, but as you can see, Steve, our AI technician, is chiming in real time. Now, as you can see here, based on the training that it's received, right, VLC, as I'm sure you're all familiar with, is our standard video player here at Atera, or for the purposes of this demo, okay? It is because, again, that RMM agent is deployed to the end user's device, it's able to actually check to see if VLC is already installed on this user's computer, okay? Furthermore, you're able to go ahead and pre-select or whitelist, if you will, specific software to make available to the AI IT Autopilot. Okay, so again, because we're able to put this together and pair it with the RMM agent, it's able to actually take action. In essence, installing the VLC media player for the end user autonomously, meaning this ticket will never need to go ahead and reach a technician. Again, these are just some of the myriad of different use cases that you're able to go ahead and resolve. Another example where you're able to be proactive is if a user is locked out of their device. In essence, by using Atera, you're able to proactively go ahead and solve this. For example, if the user tries 2, 3 times and is unable to log in, you're able to automate where the IT Autopilot will send proactively an SMS to the user's authenticated mobile device with a reset domain password. Again, those tickets never need to come to IT because they can be resolved autonomously. Let's go ahead now and take a look at some of the backend pieces. Okay, so you'll see over here in our AI center a bit of the information on the overview, how many tickets were solved, how is it, are the users happy or not, were they needed to be reopened, some different information around that. But there's other aspects of this as well. By having the IT Autopilot looking at your entire environment, if you will, it's able to provide you with actionable insights. Two key ones I want to call out today. First of all, you can see you can use the AI to generate an article. In essence, based on these 3 tickets, it would be helpful to proactively create an article for your end users. One click of a button, and the AI has gone ahead and created that entire article for your users. You can then choose to publish this either for internal users, just for your text, or externally for your users. And by the way, that external knowledge base is found right here in the same ticketing portal that we showcased earlier. Coming back, let's take a look at the other example. Here we go. You can see here that based on these 2 remote sessions, we'll talk more about this in a moment, how it understood that, the system is recommending to write a PowerShell script to modify the share name of this printer. Okay, again, based on these 2 remote sessions. Let's click on Review Script, and in essence, about 5 seconds later, the AI has generated that entire script for you. You can then go ahead and publish this script to the AI, the IT Autopilot, and train it that in this scenario to work in an autonomous fashion where it is able to not just provide the insights, but enable to autonomously resolve it moving forward. This is a small glimpse of the different aspects of how it's continuously bettering itself as well as learning. But let's dig more into that now. Now, you all remember when perhaps each of you first joined your team, or you were fresh out of university or college, or maybe you've just recently hired someone to join your team. And when they come, they have a little bit of information, right? Some knowledge that they've collected over their years, and they're able to solve the 10, the 15, the 20% of your tickets out of the gate. And then what do? They look over your shoulder and they shadow you, and they watch what you're doing, and they understand how to resolve things in the future. Now, you're thinking, shadowing, he probably means that metaphorically. Not the case here. One of the other aspects that's unique to Atera is that when you remote in through our solution, you're able to use the AI to generate a business summary of that entire remote session. You can see here, George, one of our support engineers, was remoted into this user's device for just over 2 minutes, and here is a summary of everything the user's done. Again, this is a proprietary AI solution that Atera has created that works together with the system when you remote in. But here's the kicker, folks. When a ticket has been escalated by the AI, some of you will remember that I mentioned that it doesn't always solve everything, but it sometimes would need to escalate to a human. You can see it drops that right here into the ticketing solution as an internal note, okay? So the technician, the human technician, can now take over. But when the human technician would then go ahead and remote into the device in order to solve that issue, the AI is shadowing them. In essence, think of Big Brother, but in a positive light, where they're able to go at the AI is able to go ahead and learn from how the human technician is resolving this issue. Beyond that, you're also able to train the AI on custom instructions. As you can see here, for example, custom software. Okay, this Power BI desktop is only for the finance department, as an example. Okay, which means if anyone else asks about Power BI, it wouldn't actually be relevant unless they're in finance. Furthermore, you can provide different types of definitions. For example, as you can see here, if you ask to, book some time with Missy Elliott, and you're using, for example, ChatGPT, you might get some hallucinatory type of responses of what that would look like. But as you can see here, this is actually the name of one of our conference rooms on the 8th floor. In essence, this is training the AI on custom software, custom definitions that you're able to teach it on how to go about its day-to-day. Furthermore, just around the corner, you will have this same type of user interface to train it on playbooks, which will allow you to go ahead and train the AI for specific key scenarios that occur in your end users' platforms, right? In your day-to-day. So for example, if a user hits an issue with a printer, then go ahead and run this specific script, excuse me. Some of these capabilities are already available in the solution today. Others are becoming more robust and will be released in the upcoming weeks. And we'd love to provide you with more information on a bespoke manner. Okay. Beyond all this, one of the other aspects that we're able to go ahead and dig into is the reports, right? So, for example, if you wanted to have a more centralized understanding about all the tickets that Steve, our AI technician, did, we can go ahead and have many different types of reports here that can be, gone. And for example, we can show just Steve and see all the stuff that Steve has done in this period. This is one very simple example. In the last 30 days, we can see Steve has dealt with close to 300 tickets, about 50% of our overall tickets in that period, and dig into some of these information. So another thing that's available here in the system. One last aspect to show you around the AI Center, okay, is around connecting your knowledge base into Atera. So again, some of you might already have an existing knowledge base. Bringing that information here into Atera is able to further go ahead and expand the AI's knowledge, its capabilities, and what it's aware of. You're also able to go ahead and integrate with Azure, Microsoft 365, your domain controllers, etc., in order to sync all that across the board. Furthermore, we're also able to integrate to third-party systems. There are some prerequisites like an API or being hosted on the Zapier marketplace, for those of you who are familiar, but something that's definitely doable in the system. Okay, let me go ahead and stop sharing for a moment. Try to get this working back again. Appreciate your folks. 1 second there. Sorry, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties. Let's reshare that. Okay. Screen. Sorry, guys. Multiple screens here. So that concludes the demo that we wanted to show you of our core product. Okay. I would like to sum up and finish off this core part of today's demo with this slide. This is not a Gartner slide. This is not something that Atera has created. Rather, for some of you who might be familiar with G2, G2 is a user-based platform for reviews. Okay, this is you're only able to go ahead and submit a review as a certified user. And this is where this new category of AI ops is currently looking. You'll see some very big names: New Relic, Datadog, ServiceNow, Dynatrace, Manage Engine. And you can see where G2 has ranked Atera very far on the right. And this really boils down to one of those key differentiators we spoke about earlier. But really to double click for everyone again, sort of to leave off on this note. The key difference, team, because of the fact that this is paired with an RMM agent, you're able to autonomously resolve the user's issue. It's not just about bringing in some information or doing an API call. It's about taking action. We'd love to open up if there's any Q&A that's not been answered. Abby, do we have anything? You were the one running, as it were, the Q&A.
Nothing unanswered. But if you want, I can. We did get 2 questions. I did answer them, but maybe we can share them. So maybe if somebody else was wondering the same thing, you can go ahead and answer that.
Sure.
All right. So the first
Go
question that we got was, must you use the app to chat with the AI, or can you submit tickets via email and communicate that way?
Absolutely. So you have multiple ways to engage with the end user. Email is one of them, and then it would instead of the human technician responding through the email, the AI technician would do that automatically. Absolutely not a problem.
We had another one. Oh, here's one I haven't answered. Can the agent take web actions?
Take web actions. It depends. For example, if this is a SaaS solution, which in the backend has an API and or is on the Zapier marketplace, for example, Priority, third-party ticketing solution, or really anything out there that you might have, then yes, it's indeed able to pull, push, take actions, create different types of integrations. Would need to be scoped together with our professional services team, but we definitely have implemented those types of solutions before.
Here's another one. Can the agent create users in Microsoft 365 or distribution groups with approval processes?
Creating from scratch, let me double check and get back to you. Okay, we have your information here, so we'll make sure to do that. However, you are able to edit them. So for example, if the DL is already created, the distribution list is already created, and for example, you were left off it, there exists the capability to add the user to an existing distribution list. Just need to double check if we can do that one from scratch as well.
Okay, and then we have two more questions. Is there a cloud offering? That's one.
Great question. So the entire Atera solution is cloud-based. There is actually the reverse is there is no on-prem solution. It's only cloud-based. There is no infrastructure required or anything servers, et cetera, on your side in any way, shape, or form. The only thing needed is a login to the Atera dashboard, as well as the deploying the RMM agent to your end users. That's the only thing that's required. Great question.
I think we could do one more. We're good on time. Does the AI agent script come based on Atera's best recommended practices before we modify it?
Sorry, one more time.
Does the AI agent script come based on Atera's best recommended best practices before we would modify it?
Okay, so the AI script generator, yes, it has been trained over the past 3 years to go ahead and, have the most fine-tuned version of that specific script. And of course, we'd be more than happy to dig into that together in an offline fashion. We'd be very happy to follow up and show you exactly how that works. And we'd be happy to jump on a live demo and go through that together. But yes.
Amazing. Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have on this side.
One of the other questions I saw, Jason asked about, does the end user need admin rights in order to install the application? This is, I think, while we were going through the demo. So something that I didn't dig into, but the RMM agent has admin privileges. So in essence, we're just triggering that capability. And again, that is some of those key differentiators that I mentioned, team, right? Because the RMM agent is already powerful in its own right, in this case, running with admin permissions, it's able to leverage pre-existing capabilities to deploy those types of applications. I also didn't mention, but those whitelisted applications are not something you actually have to upload. You can, of course, and whitelist those, but Atera is already comes built in with connections to 3 different software repositories. Those are for Mac and Windows currently, ranging from anywhere, depending on which repo, between about 1,500 applications all the way up to over 12,000 applications. Of course, there is some overlap there, but something we'd be very happy to showcase in more depth if you'd like. Any other questions?
Not getting any new ones.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys go ahead, we would love it if you guys could share your experience on G2 on how you're working with Atera and how you're using it to transform your IT. So if you guys go ahead and fill that out, we will actually send you guys a $25 Amazon gift card. And so I'll give you guys a few moments to scan this until before we swap to the next slide. You think we can move forward?
I think we're good. Give it another 2 seconds, and then
Cool.
we'll go forward. Okay, Abby, I think we can wrap up.
Amazing. So last but not least, we have a survey. It's 2 questions, and basically, this is if you guys joined today and you're not currently using Atera and you're just and you wanted to see, what we can bring to the table with our AI Autopilot, I will go ahead and launch a survey, but it's basically to ask you if you would like to be contacted by someone from our team in order to receive more information. And if someone can just confirm that they see the survey, that would be great.
Survey is there. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you confirming.
Thank you, Sam. Amazing. So I'll give it a few more minutes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close it now.
I think we can give everyone.
They're very
Yeah.
quick questions. I'll go ahead and close it. Amazing. So you guys have 30 seconds and then it's going to be fully closed. But yeah, if we would really appreciate it if you guys could give us your input on G2. We'd love to hear more about, how you're working with the platform and what your experience has been so far.
Any hint about the price? So Antonio, what we'll do is we do have a list price, okay? The list price for this solution, perhaps maybe we talk about a little bit in a very high level. The solution is priced per end user, okay? And we have different tiers of how that works, right? So obviously this is a very different engagement if you're, need this for 200 users or if you need it for 2,000 users or 20,000 users. So it's a bit more individual based on that. What I would recommend, Antonio, if you're comfortable, if you could fill out that survey that Abby just put on the screen, and we'd be very happy to come back to you, in a bespoke manner and see what we can do for you. Great question. Any other questions, team, before we wrap up?
Going once. Not all at once, guys.
Thanks again, everyone, for joining today. We really appreciate you taking the time to go ahead and understand more about the IT Autopilot. And, hopefully we look forward to continuing the conversation for those of you who have found this interesting and would like to learn more. Thanks again, everyone. Take care now.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.